Hi, my name's Eric, and I'm the high-tech redneck. And today we're going to be talking about the easiest way to find your default gateway, what a default gateway is, and why do you even need it? So let's go ahead and look at our first clip here, or our first slide. This is your technical jargon, your mumbo jumbo, if you will, the nerd speech on a default gateway. What is important for the average person, and that's what this entire channel is going to be about, is helping the average person understand some of this more complicated stuff. So the goal here is that anyone will be able to understand what a default gateway is when we're done. And I've put it in bold here for you. The default gateway is by definition your router. That's it. That is all it is. It's a router. A gateway is a router, and your default gateway is going to be your home router. So what we're looking for here when we're looking for a default gateway is we're looking for the address to your home router. And that's all that it's listed as. When we start looking this up, your default gateway is going to be the address that gets you into your router. Now, remember we said, the gateway is just a router, and the default gateway is the first router on your network. So whichever network you have your computer connected to, that's the one we're going to be looking at. And that's what we want. We want this number because it's going to allow us to log into your router so that you can make changes, like change your home Wi-Fi, change your home Wi-Fi password, change settings, add security, remove security. Both are important. Set up ports, things like that. And we'll be going through all of that in future videos. But for right now, let's talk a little bit more about what a GUI is, what the wizards are, and so that you can kind of understand that a little bit. Well, a default gateway's IP address can be used to access your router's GUI or your wizard to adjust settings on the home network. Now, a GUI is just graphical user interface. That's other nerd speech for this is what you see when you look at your computer. When you look at your desktop and you see an icon, that is a graphical design to show you, what this icon represents. In all reality, the icon just represents a line of code that will run when you click it. Now, because you see it as an icon, that's a graphical interface, and that's why we call it a GUI. And that's what we want to do. We don't want to get into your router and see just lines of code. We're not in the matrix here. We need stuff we can read. We need stuff, that has help sections and everything else. So we want to get into that user's interface there. And in short, that is your router's login screen. So if you're on a Mac, this is going to be really, really simple for you to find your default gateway. Now, all you have to do is hold that option button. Should be 2 buttons to the left or right of your space bar. Hold that down. Find this little icon here on your screen. Should be on the bar up at the top of your screen. Holding Alt or Option. If you're on a Windows computer controlling a Mac, you'll hold Alt. If you're on a Mac itself, hold the Option button, which technically is the Alt key. Click that little icon and you'll get this drop down menu. And you're done. All you have to do is write down this number and move on to the next video. But for today, we're going to talk about how to do that on Windows. Now, there are a couple other options on a Mac, so if you do need to find it in a different way, you can. If your Mac is hardlined in or Ethernet connected to your network, use this bottom option here. Just go to Ethernet, go to Settings, and then go to Network, Ethernet, Router. It'll take listed under Router is the number you're looking for. It's actually called Routers on Mac instead of Default Gateway, which does make things a little bit simpler. But if you're on Windows, it's really, really simple. If you're on Windows 10, just right-click that little icon down here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It'll be, kind of down here somewhere. But go ahead and right-click that, and it'll take you to the run screen where you can just type in CMD, and that's going to bring up your command prompt. Now, once you get your command prompt up, you're going to want to type in ipconfig or ipconfig/all. Now, it has to be the slash that's leaning to the right if you are going to use that. And what that's going to look like is something along these lines. And what we're looking for here is default gateway, or if you typed in ipconfig/all, you'll get more of a listing. And what you're still looking for is default gateway. You'll see here that our default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Now, anyone watching this, if you want to try these numbers, none of them belong to me. So, hey, um, no worries there for me. But never show your information online. And then we'll just move on, because now that we have the 192.168.1.1, which will be your IP address, what can we do with that? You just simply type that into any browser and it'll take you straight to your graphical user interface. And at that point, you are logged into your router. You're not actually on the internet at that point. You're actually logged into the box on the other side of your room or on the other side of your home. You're actually looking at the information inside that box and how that box controls things. So there's a couple other ways you can find that on Windows. I've put those up here, one for Windows 7. And if you do get into command and you don't want to run it with the IP config, you can also do a tracer packet, and you can trace a packet to just google.com, and the first place that packet stops will be your router. So the very first reading you get should be your default gateway. And most gateways here in America use one of these four. Now, if you have a Netgear, more than likely you're going to be this top one here. If you have, I think it's Charter, quite a few other different companies use the 192.168.1.1. And then if you have AT&T, you're more than likely to be using the 192.168.0.254. And then if you have Comcast, Xfinity, Cox, just really depends on what box you have, especially if you have like a Technicolor box. You're probably going to be on the 10.0.0.1. Now, any of those will work, and the main reason I wanted to show you that the 10.0.0.1 is because that IP address looks so much different from the other IP addresses that you may look at it and go, ooh, mine don't look right. But that is a proper IP address. As long as it has 4 sections here and a number in each section, that is technically an IP address, as long as those numbers don't go above 254. That is the highest number, and of course 0 is the lowest number. But that's all I've got for you today. Here are a couple resources to help you get some more information on your router. If you need to get into your router, you can get some help finding your default gateway with either setuprouter.com, really good website, or you can just use Google and Google your router's model number. A lot of times someone else has already put up that information, but I'm willing to bet that setuprouter.com is going to be one of the top listings on your Google search anyway. So go ahead, check out setuprouter.com, type in your router information, just your model number. You don't have to give any personal information on your router, just your model number, the type of router it is, and SetupRouter will have screenshots and everything of your router, and we'll be using those in future videos. So if you do need to know more about how to get into your router, what to do when you get into your router, if you're looking for information on a home Wi-Fi network, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to make a quick video and explain exactly how to use certain things. And we're going to start off slow. Like today, I'm just going to show you how to find your default gateway. Later, we'll be talking about what you can do once you have your default gateway. So stay tuned, and there'll be much more to come, and I'll try to always break things down as simply as I can. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.